Welcome to the Hot Slice Podcast. This is the podcast brought to you by Pizza Today magazine to talk all things pizza business. I am your host, Denise Greer, executive editor here at Pizza Today, and I'm talking this very special introduction solo because on November 7th, we were in Philadelphia at PizzaCon, and it took place at the Fillmore, which is a famous rock venue. So PizzaCon, we had the opportunity to sit down with pizzeria operators and do some really great interviews. So that's what you're going to see now, or listen to right now, is our great interviews where we got to actually sit in person with folks and talk about the pizza business. So enjoy this next episode. Fun fact, we recorded these episodes in the green room at the Fillmore. So we thought that that was really cool that we got to record in the same space that a lot of famous musicians prepared for their show. So enjoy these podcasts, and we'll see you on future episodes.
Performance Food Service is proud to deliver high-quality products, innovative technology, and custom operational solutions to restaurants of all sizes across the country. The flagship division of Performance Food Group, with deep roots in the restaurant industry, Performance Food Service has been the exclusive distributor of the Roma family of brands for more than 65 years. This signature relationship has allowed Performance Food Service to become a leader in the pizza and Italian segment of food service nationwide.
I'm Genevieve Ruby, a fifth-generation dairy farmer here in Humboldt County, California. Did you know that 99% of California's dairy farms are family-owned? And we're proud to sustainably produce the milk that goes into quality cheeses you use to create your delicious pizzas. Thanks for helping make California not only America's #1 dairy state, but the leading producer of mozzarella too. We hope you enjoy this podcast.
Hi, my name is Nicole Bean with Pizaro's Pizza in Houston, Texas. We do 3 different styles: New York, Neapolitan, and Detroit. We are currently with 2 locations in Houston and hopefully growing in the next year. We have a project underway, so hopefully that'll be announced sometime next year.
You are a very busy woman. I love it. What's been really top of mind for you right now with the business? I keep asking this question because it seems like there's just a momentum where you're really starting to think about what direction to take the business, or how to hone in on the business. So tell me a little bit about what's really top of mind with you.
Always consistency is always at the top of our list, of being consistent throughout the menu, being consistent throughout proportions on the pizzas, with customer service, just overall satisfaction through all of it. Just keeping that consistency, because that's what our customers want. They want to come in, they want to be able to order the same thing on the menu. We are all habitual eaters. We all come in and eat the same thing every single time, even though we're like, I'm going to try something different. No, I'm not. So it's just keeping that thing consistent all the time and being able to provide that service where people, they come and they consistently know, I see familiar faces, I feel comfortable, as soon as that face is gone, and I know that, people have started to see less and less of me, and, they see more and more of my management team, the more comfortable they get with that consistency.
I love it. And speaking of that, you're not as available because you've taken on a very big leadership role within your pizzeria and within the industry. What's kind of driven you to want to take that next level in your, I guess, pizzeria career?
A lot of it's been kind of forced.
You're like, Nicole, do this right now.
In good ways, but I'm also the same kind of person who doesn't like the grass to grow underneath my feet either. So I think it's just an internal leadership role where, it's just something needs to get done. I don't have time or patience to wait. Just go and get it done. I'm a go-getter. So a lot of the times I feel that need to just push through to the next thing. And I think that shines through with my team as well. It's if something needs to be done, I try and get that done. So they see that, and they see that initiative, and they're like, okay, well, Nicole's going to notice if I don't get that done right away. I've gone, the last couple years, I've really just pushed myself to be on top of things and learn new things and just be open for opportunities. And I think that's gone well for me.
I'd say it has, yes. Yes. Let's talk about mentorship, because I feel like you've definitely taken that role and ran with it. What's kind of key to being a good mentor, and how does somebody like who's listening to the podcast, if they feel like they've got something to give the industry, like what do they do?
Get out there, talk to people, just discuss those conversations, voice your opinions. Someone's listening at some point, whether you think they are. Yeah, whether you think that they're listening or not, they are listening. But taking those people and like learning things that you've learned from others, and taking those favorite parts that you love from them and really honing them in on what you're doing and saying, I love this about this person. Like Laura Meyer's been one of my favorite people.
I love Laura. She's awesome.
She is amazing. She is so well put together, and just like she listens very well, and she analyzes things a lot. And there's a lot to be learned by stepping back, listening to what's being needed, and then following through with it.
Yeah.
And I think part of being a mentor is seeing what you need and saying, hey, I see that you need this. I want to help you get there. Like, I don't want you to struggle. I've gone through this. I know what that's like.
Yeah. Okay, so you were one of the operators that really took the idea of multiple styles and bringing that in, and that was one that you really had to push to make that happen in your pizzerias. Yep. Years later, how's that going? How's that working for your restaurant?
It's still going amazing. We are one of the only pizzerias in Houston, and that's not true. I would say in Texas there's a couple doing it, but we're one of the only ones in Houston who does multiple styles. Houston is a huge city, so for me to say that is pretty massive. I think there's maybe one or two other pizzerias that also do other styles, but they aren't quite in the heart of Houston. So for us to have offered something so vastly different from one another in different categories is kind of a huge ordeal, because typically you go to pizzeria and you get one
whatever
style.
Pizza they
you get
have.
the New York, you get the Detroit. That's what we are. It's very rare you can come in and do New York, Neapolitan, and Detroit all in one house. And it's challenging to get that out to the table at the same time. You have Neapolitans that are 90-second cook times versus New Yorks, which are about 8 to 10 minutes.
And then Detroit.
So you really have to find that like fine line of like, how do we do this and make it get to the table all at the same time.
Oh, that's so good. When I think about multiple styles, I'm looking at, what people are thinking about doing. And you're one, I always see you on your social media, and you're always testing new things.
Always.
What are you excited about testing currently in the pizza dough or pizza style area?
I'm really focused in on Roman style pizza right now.
Roman's
that's
big right now.
It's been one of those ones that I've been like contemplating for the last couple years, and like really pushing myself to like be better at, because it's a very temperamental dough. It's challenging to work with.
Absolutely.
Large dough balls, high hydration, getting the cook time right. It's not super easy, but it's the most fun to play with. And
being in a market like Houston, I imagine the market would love a Roman because of the digestibility of a Roman style. Like it's unlike anything else. It's really a unique pizza. I really like Roman.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Okay, so I saw something on your social media, and I have to ask about it because it is hilarious and it's so fun. So you were playing around for National Pizza Month with AI generated recipes. So what were you doing, and what was the goal, and how were the AI recipes? I really want to know.
I wanted to create for National Pizza Month essentially like multiple pizzas, and in the back of my mind I was like, I really don't want to spend a lot of time like really contemplating what I want to do, and like it would take too long. So I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to prompt this on ChatGPT and just see what it gives me. So I prompted like, give me 15, which was way too many, by the way. Give me 15 different recipes that are seasonal, to like explicitly for October. And it generated these really amazing pizzas. And so I started filtering through it. And of course it's very generic, like round pizza or like New York dough or whatever. It was like super simple. So instead, I decided like this sounds really good for a Roman style pizza. This sounds really good for a cracker thin, and really modified it to something that I would want to do. So I changed a couple of the things, even with ingredients, because at the time we didn't have, like, butternut squash wasn't available. So I had to modify. Some of it went to different squashes or sweet potatoes. So it was a lot of fun. Yeah,
that would be fun.
I had a lot of fun doing it, and
so
did not disappoint.
So was there anything that because I've had ChatGPT come back, and it'll be great, and then there'll be like one section that'll be like, what is it doing? And what did you experience that, or was it like, because remember there was that whole thing where it made somebody try to put glue in their pizza at one point.
God.
It was like a couple years ago. It was like the new thing with ChatGPT doing the recipes, and somebody loaded the ingredients, and one of them was glue. And so obviously maybe they got a photo shoot, recipe or something. But did you have any weirdness that you had to adjust for in your recipe?
Nothing like that, thank God. It was mostly like focused on like topping based. So the way that it kind of lined everything out was like super perfect for me. But everything was topping based, like very specific. Like
were the proportions good?
I got to do the proportions, which I thought was awesome. So I could pick and choose what I wanted, like how much I wanted to do on each. But overall, I would do it again. I think it went superbly well. One of the first couple that I made, I was like, why is this so good? It was one of the most delicious pizzas I have ever made, and I was like, thank you, AI, because usually AI is not.
You wouldn't, that's one of my trends that I say in the industry report this year. Is like, people now, AI is now something that you're actually using in business. So now let's take a look at how do we really dial it in and make sure it's accurate and make sure that it's effective, efficient, and working for the business. So what kind of things advice do you have maybe for working within the AI, whether it's ChatGPT or other applications, for kind of getting what you really need out of the AI?
Really putting in a lot of detail and being very specific inside of that prompt. The cool thing I have noticed about ChatGPT is if you don't like the initial answer, you just type in again and it regenerates, which is cool.
I love that.
But I've kind of learned that if I'm not super specific, I get very hodgepodge answers. So being like really categorized, super niche, you're gonna get what you want out of it.
Yeah, and I find, because I love to use it for research, like it's just fun. So I find that it'll give me something and I'll say, now, based on that result, can you analyze this within it? And then it will give me more. And I'm like, yes, now we're getting into we're dialing it in. And I'll tell you what, I've found new businesses that are actually having it help them write new business plans, which I find, wow.
I mean, scrolling the internet and Instagram has been very helpful. Like, there are women out there and even men who utilize this, and they will tell you the exact prompts. Put in X, Y, and Z, and I've done these things, and it generates everything that you want. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing I did the other day, which I probably shouldn't tell people this, but
we won't tell anybody.
I asked ChatGPT about the election.
Oh no.
And I got everything I wanted out of it, which was so great. And then I was like, okay, please predict who will win. It was like, I'm sorry, I can't generate that. I was like, dang it. I tried though. I tried.
Yeah, ChatGPT, I love it. It's like predictability. It's the predictability of AI is just it's hilarious. I love to just ask it generic things and then go back in and just try to just hone that in. It's just so fun. What's other areas besides menu that you've played with ChatGPT?
I've done like business things, like help me generate a plan for creating like an Instagram, like let's say the next 3 weeks of my posts. Yeah. Which sometimes it gives me good stuff, sometimes it gives me really crappy stuff, and I'm like, ugh, no. But it does help like when you want
Yeah.
it to, but there's sometimes I'm like, my brain's so fried from the end of the day, and I'm just like, I don't think I'm gonna get what I need out of this, but I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
But I do try and get like help for creating innovative and creative posts for the business and for personal stuff, but it's really hard to do that because it's like everything's been done and you're kind of stuck doing kind of like the same
They
things.
say there's only 7 original ideas in the world, and what we're doing is we're basing our new ideas off of one of those 7 ideas. Like that's the concept. So it's really fun. I like to use AI for creating keywords. For SEO keywords.
Oh, nice.
And any kind of keywords for like YouTube, Instagram, so that it can maybe drive a little more traffic. So I have seen that work if you can do the right prompts. See, the key is prompts, right?
It's being like very precise, and even with Google, SEO has changed.
Yeah.
So I've noticed
Changes every year.
Yeah, I've noticed like over the last like 6 months, my SEO has slightly been shifted, and I was like, what is going on here? I haven't touched anything. Well, Google is starting to use AI themselves, and they're saying like, okay, well, this is what the customer's looking for. These are the new keywords. I'm like,
this
well,
is
you
the
should
term
share
you're
that
not
with
using.
me.
Yeah. What I love is Instagram actually, or not Instagram, YouTube does that. YouTube will share what it thinks that you want. So I just find that fascinating. All right, so going out on the AI topic, what do you think is going to happen with businesses and AI as we move forward into 25 and even 26?
I don't know if you saw this trend going on with like kind of like the home pizza makers and like generating like a what would my pizzeria look like kind of thing. I thought that was really fun. I did utilize that as well to kind of like get my customers involved. Like if we had a third location, what do you think it would look like? But I think that in that respect, we'll see people utilizing it for interior, kind of creating designs on their own without having to use interior decorators and contractors and things like that to bring alive a vision that they may not have otherwise thought about.
Yeah, I love that. Like that augmented reality. The augmented reality is really fun because you can put your real product or your real thing into a fictitious world that you've created in AI. So that's just mind blowing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right.
It's going to get weird, but it's going to be great.
Ended on that right there. It's going to get weird, but it's going to be great. I love it. All right. Thank you so much for coming on the show. It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to have you.